Okay, so
This is always interesting.
okay, what does it mean to be in love? Or have you ever truly felt how it feels to be in love with someone? And I'm asking because I'm not sure if it's ever happened. It's just an infatuation.
I think that's a great question because I used to wonder like the same thing, like was I in love? And I think the answer that I got was infatuation. Like that's what I realized for me personally. I couldn't tell you what it is for you, but since my man was up here rapping about love, I'm gonna pass the mic to ADK first.
Everybody know Mike's in love.
Indeed. Cause I kind of, alright, so.
Grocery shop with your pajamas on.
That's when you in love.
So I can make sure that you, how do you know what's love from infatuation?
Yeah, different.
It's different. So love, you gotta get into it. So you can't go into a relationship kind of holding back. So it kind of takes a strength in yourself to know that I can lend out so much of myself and know that I still won't remain hurt if I give this much of myself out. So it's a strength thing on your end. So love is something that time it builds on, and I guarantee that time will prove, because you're going to start looking at them. Maybe that first one that you got to wake up to them, and they're not cute, and their breath stinks, and you done had a long day at work, and your check kind of, that's when the love really start, you know what I mean? You really start to be able to tell, like, you know what, I do love you. You're the bright part of this dark world that I got. You know what I mean? So you gotta go through it. It'll tell, because you'll be sitting on the couch, you're like, this ain't working. Like, you don't breathe, don't look at me, don't do anything. I'm not, I'm out. You'll tell.
Yeah. Okay, let me remix the question.
Okay.
There was something that you said, like, from when you were, you're doing your set.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there is such a thing as right person, wrong time?
Yes.
Or is it like not? Because I've heard like people think like no, there's never. And you meet the right person at the right time, but there's never a time where the right person was there.
I believe. Okay. So to break this down, I don't believe in soulmates. The reason I'm gonna say that real quick is because how many people have you been in love with? I done supposed to been married at least 3 times. I knew it, but I wasn't there, and I'm in my longest standing relationship right now. So it can come with hurt. It could come with hurt. It's who know how to act right. Can I get my act right with your act right, and can we get this in a forward motion? So I do believe that you can meet people at a bad time, because with her, I said I'm glad I met her later, because we're totally different opposites. Like she's as fiery as her hair. That I feel that. So and it's fire to everything sometimes. And me being calm, I get burned up. But I'm like, hey man, hold on. It was a test for me, and I feel like if I would have met her younger, I would have lost her because I had lack of patience. I look back at my relationships now, and I know that I didn't love the girl, or I wasn't mature enough to handle her demons, because a relationship comes with demons as well. That's a whole other topic. And so and that's love as well. Can you love them in their darkest moments? That's another thing that's gonna prove, like, okay, your mama died, you got an ugly cry. It's certain things that come in your mind, and you can be like, how can that person be that heartless? It's not that they're heartless. They just didn't love that person as much as they thought they did. You know what I mean? Can you love them when they've been fired, when they're overweight, when they're broke? Broke who love real quick. Broke, hey, you want to see how much she love you? She hand that card out. You be like, okay.
But if you don't love yourself first, you can't love
don't worry, we good. You be like, okay, cool. Because most people, like, what? Well, you better be taking care of everything. What? And having sex while you broke as well? I don't think I'm good. Oh, Okay, I'm gonna just say this: women feel a lot more comfortable in a nurturing environment. So if it's cold and they hungry, and
you can hang that up. That's a wrap.
there's no, I don't got no, I can't watch my show. That can turn real quick, but if you got love, y'all gonna be in the dark with flashlights. If ain't nobody doing that dancing, baby, we gonna get through this together. When you get your check, you know my free check next week, we gonna put this, I know how to hustle. I know my free check, my bill check. Yeah, so.
It could be making babies.
So I feel like love, if you feel like you got it with somebody, give it a chance, go with it.
Bro, making babies.
Go with it, that's the only way to know is to get in it.
And 9 months later, you see a little
Did that kind of resolve your question?
I want to hear from the minister.
Right, I'm with you.
All right, brother. All right, so at this time, I've been waiting to do this all night. I gave y'all a little introduction earlier. I'd like to introduce my brother Jamal Moore up to the stage at this time. And let him give his 2 cents. So, based on what you've seen and what you've been thinking, you just go with the flow.
Gotcha. What you want to know?
The answer to her question.
First of all, I want to thank everybody. I'm supporting my cousin Neil. Listen, y'all confirmed my sermon for Sunday. We're going to preach about love.
Hey.
So you want to know my take on love?
Yeah.
Got you. All
I
right.
work on Sunday, so I can't come to your service.
Okay.
I know.
Praise the Lord. So I'm 23, and don't get me wrong, brother. I had my player days before I got into the ministry. All right. I don't play no more, but I have had my days. I feel, because I'm a very religious person, but I don't preach religion, I preach the Lord. But I feel that God will send you the person. You don't go searching for that person. God will send you that person. So if you don't feel the person is the right person for you, it's not. But oftentimes what happens is we try to force things. Like, you're supposed to be my wife, so I'm going to put a ring on it. We're going to go and say I do just because that's what everybody wants to do. That's what Mama told me, that this is the man for you because he got money, he got a job, he's on the straight and narrow. And we'll pick that person just because it's popular belief. Everybody wants us to be that. But that's what happens when divorce comes, because we bought into a marriage because everybody wanted us to do that. Like, y'all cute together. My girlfriend, everybody think we cute together, and I know it's not my wife. Y'all not recording this live. I see this on my Facebook.
I hope you don't have no girlfriend.
Listen.
Hope you have no girlfriend.
It's a warning. You had a warning and you knew.
Yeah, see the Lord tell me when he said
now, but I don't
yeah.
think this is the
So
one.
this is not the one. And I didn't find out 3 years later, I just found out that this wasn't the one. And I mean, it's just a time. So I believe it's a season for everything. I believe that when that person, it's time for them to come, God will send them to you. But you can't force it. Because too many times we try to force things. And that ain't just in love. That's in everyday life. I'll tell you a little bit about me. I'm going to sit down because, time. Listen, I'm 23. I told you I'm 23. And college was something that was pushed to me. Go to college, go to college, go to college. I barely made it out of high school. I had a 1.9 GPA coming out of 9th grade. By the time I got to 12th grade, I had brought it up to a 2.5. Pretty decent. So I went to college. I went to community college because that's what my mom wanted me to do. Am I still alive?
Yeah, you always lie.
Jesus, Mama, forgive me. All right, so that didn't work out. So I said, go home, Mom. I'm not going to go to school. They didn't like the answer. So I went to trade school. I went to ITT Tech. All right, let me tell you how the Lord worked. So I went to ITT Tech, went there 1 year. After 1 year, I figured I didn't want to do that. So I had straight F's, and I flunked out. All right, so I'm out of school. I don't know what I'm going to do. I started working at a truck stop. Don't let people tell you that one job is too little for you. All right, so I started at a truck stop making $8 an hour. I'll tell you how God told me college was not for me. So ITT Tech, if y'all know any story about it, they were doing fraudulent money with the federal loans. I got a letter that said all of my student loans was forgiven. God said, listen, God said college is not for you. So long story short, I started off as a cashier at Love's. 1 year later, I was a shift leader. 1 year later, I was assistant manager. 6 months later, I was an operations manager. 4 months after that, now I'm a GM. All right, so I traveled to 3 different stores during the week just about. But I run one store. Don't get me wrong. I run one store, and I don't give no credit to myself. I give it all to God. Because if it wasn't for Him, I'm not qualified to be in the position that I am now. But I heard one person tell me this: adversity causes two things. It causes some people to break down, but it causes some people to break records. Don't let adversity stop you.
I told y'all he was gonna give a word on it. I thought I was gonna give him a little bit more leeway. He trying to be a little closed lip. I want to keep going. But like I said, that's my brother Jamal Moore, and I just watching him come up. He's always, like I said, he might not have had the grades, but he always been a very intelligent brother, and he always had a great work ethic that his parents taught him. And when he got out of school, he was always into something. So he was always working full time and in school. Then when he went to trade school, he was still working full time. And like he said, he just kept putting in that work. He just kept leveling up. I went, because we from Caroline County. Shout out to Caroline County, to the camera. Shout out to Caroline County. That's where his sermon gonna be. I actually just found out he was preaching on Sunday.
That's right.
What was my whole point? I got distracted. But anyway, we're from Caroline County, right? And so it's not a whole lot of positive things that you can, it's a lot of negative things that can pull you down. You can get stuck there. But he always kept busy, always kept doing his thing, always kept working. And like I said, I went home like, what was it, maybe a month ago maybe? And I'm at my cousin's house, he pulled up in the yard and, just chopping it up with us. We all blood and whatnot. He just said, yeah, I'm a regional manager. I'm like, damn, this dude. I mean, and he was manager at Denny's, he was manager at Love, now regional manager. So, like I said, it's just a blessing to watch family come up and watch people that you grew up with come up with you. It's such a blessing.
Well, let me tell you a fun fact about Neil too. So Neil used to have these birthday parties back in the day. So we really grew up. We used to stay in Neil's house for every birthday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I used to beat Neil up all the time.
Where's Caroline County?
Caroline County. If y'all know what Kings Dominion is, it's the next exit down. Yeah, it's a lot of pretty trees. Nice sunlight. You can see the stars at night. That's nice. You know what I'm saying? It's about 45 minutes from Tappahannock. But it's country though. It's like 40 minutes from the It's like in the middle. I almost want to say the middle of nowhere, but it's real big. It's in between everything. In between Fredericksburg and Richmond, basically. If y'all know where those two areas is. But that's where we from. Hopefully me and G take you out there one day.
That's right. So y'all follow me on Facebook, Jamal DJ G Moore. I'm about to launch up.
So the Lord told me this too. And I like to blame it on the Lord. The Lord ain't really telling me, but the Lord told me this. To launch a mentoring program. I'm going to launch it in January. When I first told people, be careful who you tell what you're about to do. Because when I first told people this, they're like, listen, we already got this in the county. All you got to do is partner with somebody else. They got this right here. The county does it. And I said, that's not what the Lord told me. So I'm about to launch a mentoring program in January, and it's going to be pointed towards single mothers with boys. No, nothing against the girls. We're going to do girls in a little bit, but it's too many single mother parents trying to raise boys. They need a man in their life.
I got you on that. That's right. I'm willing to take you on that one.
My problem is, and this is why I preach, listen, it's time out for men to stop having babies and not raising them. I can't say what I want to say because we're live. But I told a guy, just last week, he went down to the altar with his dad. And his dad was standing beside him. I told him, don't take your dad for granted. Because when I needed mine at the altar, he was missing.
I know that's right.